What's up, LA Live Gang? This is your boy AC. Man, this StreamYard, I don't know. It be having a mind of its own. Um, anyway, what's up, everybody? It's your boy AC, and welcome to another Saturday live stream edition of LA Sports Live. As you guys come to the video, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. And if you guys are new to the channel, you're new to the stream, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And while you at it, make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every day when we drop new videos here on YouTube. What's going on, everybody? Salute to everybody in the chat. Um, yeah, just a Saturday morning, decided to go live. Uh, talk about a little bit Lakers. There's always something going on, but not exactly what what we're looking for. So, but nevertheless, we still got to talk about the Lakers. We still got to talk about the Lakers, man. We still got to talk about the soon-to-be world champion once again, LA Lakers. We got to talk about it. Um, so you guys see the thumbnail, man, and you see the title. So we might as well get straight to it. Um, I don't know how you guys are feeling about Kyrie Irving, and I know there is definitely some fatigue about this whole trade thing, about what's going on, or what to trade or not to trade or whatever. Um, I know there's a lot of talk and, like I said, a little bit of fatigue. People are ready for the Lakers to do something, um, make a trade already, or some people might feel like forget about Kyrie. We have other options. Let's go ahead and pursue some of those other options. Um, some the lack, the lack of movement is making some people say or feel, y'all got to chill out on all these feelings. But anyway, the lack of any trades being made is making a lot of people think that the Lakers can't make a move. The Lakers can't make a move. They don't have any moves to make. Um, they're out of options. They're stuck with Russ. Where is the worst situation ever? Russ is going to be on the Lakers. How the Lakers going to be able to make it with Russ still on the team? So yeah, man, with the lack of movement, you know, a lot of people are just making a lot of assumptions. But I'm standing firm and I'm standing pat. I think the Lakers are going to make moves. I can't tell you exactly what move is going to be made, but I think the Lakers are going to make moves, and there are deals out there. But if you kind of just pay attention and watch and see what's going on, it's pretty apparent on what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish, and in exactly what order they're trying to operate, or in this instance, which deal is paramount to the Lakers. And obviously, I think just by what's going on, what's being said in the media, that if there's a deal to be made, that acquiring Kyrie Irving is a priority to the Lakers. Anything after that is secondary. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody coming to stream. Hey, you guys, make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the stream. Anyway, it's pretty apparent that acquiring Kyrie Irving is the priority for the Lakers. But as I've said on this channel for the last few months, even before the offseason started, the Lakers have options, and there's other options that have presented themselves as time has progressed. 3 months ago, we weren't talking about the Utah Jazz. You know what I'm saying? 3 months ago, maybe we were very loosely talking about the New York Knicks, but they weren't at the forefront. 3 months ago we were talking about the Charlotte Hornets and maybe the Houston Rockets, stuff like that, as far as maybe possible landing spots for Russell Westbrook. 3 months ago we weren't talking about the San Antonio Spurs, right? We weren't talking about the San Antonio Spurs as a possible landing spot for Russ, and we definitely weren't talking about uh, the Brooklyn Nets. 3 months ago, I don't think no, we weren't talking about the Brooklyn Nets, and 3 or 4 months ago, we definitely weren't talking about the Lakers having the possibility of acquiring a Kyrie Irving. So, like I said before, and I said it before, and I say it again, before all this started, um, a lot of people had their thoughts about how things were going to go, who the Lakers were going to get, what kind of moves they're going to make, and I kind of like to shy away from predicting stuff because, well, this shit with the Lakers, it's unpredictable. It's unpredictable. And that's why I always say, man, something's going to happen, but it's going to be uh, not exactly what we're talking about anyway. So let's get you guys see the thumbnail. You see the title. I know already say let's get straight to it. Look here. Is Kyrie Irving worth the wait, man? Is he worth the wait? Should the Lakers just go ahead and pull the trigger and make some of these other moves? You guys tell me what you think, man, because I was speaking with Lakers over everything, the last couple of days, and I was telling him, I'm like, man, something's telling me. I don't know what it is, but something's telling me that what the Lakers should do is what the move that they should make is just try to build the best team, period, best team possible, the best team, the deepest team they could possibly, uh, develop. The three superstar thing, the 3 star thing. I don't know, man. It hasn't, it hasn't. Teams haven't really fared too well with that makeup. And given that the Western Conference is extremely deep, you got a lot of good young teams, popping up. That maybe the best idea is just to build the best team, and if you're going to build the best team, you probably need to build it around Anthony Davis. As far as I can see, LeBron James is still LeBron James and all that good stuff, but he'll be 38 in a few months. At the end of the year, he'll be 38. No disrespect to LeBron, but facts are facts. So here's the thing about Kyrie Irving. Here's the thing about Kyrie Irving and all the proposed deals that people are talking about. And you know, I don't know. It's We're not going to sit here and argue Kyrie Irving's talent, right? We're not going to argue his talent, man. I just went just to refresh myself and went back and looked at his stats and all that kind of stuff. And hey, man, he's a great talent. If you look at his stats and everything, for sure, a top 10 talent in this league. Period. No doubt about it. But here's another stat that nobody's really talking about. Um, and I'm talking about specific. Let's just talk about, we can talk about his whole career, but let's just talk about his 3 seasons with the Nets. So his 3 seasons with the Nets, um, he could roughly have played around about 230, 220-ish games. We know that one season was shortened and all this other kind of stuff. We know all that stuff. But when you look at it, Kyrie has only played in 103 games for the Brooklyn Nets. So only 103 games out of roughly, excuse me, let's say 220 games available. So that's less than half. He's played in less than half of the possible games available. So when you're talking about bringing him to the team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, where we know These guys, the odds are, I mean, we don't know, we can't predict the future, but we know the odds are that neither one of these guys are going to play 82 games. For sure, LeBron's not going to play 82 games. Anthony Davis, we'll see. So you are bringing Kyrie Irving to a team where the two headliners, for sure are going to miss time. And then Kyrie Irving, for sure himself, is a type of guy that does not play full seasons. That's a red flag, if you ask me. It's a red flag. Now, I know people are going to argue. Look, he's coming up on the contract season, so he knows he's going to have to do this, and he's going to have to do that. He knows he's going to have to play as many games as possible to get himself a new contract, a new max multi-year contract. Yeah, I know that, but the fact of the matter is, you can't ignore history. And the fact of the matter is, his recent history, the last 3 years with Brooklyn, he's played less than half of the games. And on top of that, now I know there's a various amount of different reasons why he didn't play. The number may be skewed a bit because what happened last season with with vaccines and all that kind of stuff. But it's the fact. Hey man, facts are facts. He's played less than half the games. He's played less than half the games. So I mean, that's to me that's kind of a red flag. And then on top of that, when you have teams with 3 stars, depth is an issue. And with a long 82 game season, you need to have a deep team, especially in the Western Conference, man. So that's an issue, man. That's an issue. If you want to go back even a little bit further in Kyrie's history, look what happened in Boston. You know, he pretty much gave up on that team. After 2 seasons, walked away, left them empty-handed. Look what happened in Cleveland. Look what happened in Cleveland. He had issues or whatever with LeBron or whatever, and decided he wanted to do his own thing. Forced his way out of there, and things kind of blew up in his face. So I mean, Kyrie is Kyrie, guys. Kyrie is Kyrie. I know he's much older. Well, he's older now, more mature, and you would assume that his decision making is going to be different, more on point. Now when you get older, but I don't know. And then when a team has multi-millions, millions and millions of dollars on the line, as far as the investment they will put into Kyrie, and it's not it's not just that injuries, missed games due to injuries, missed games to what the shot or whatever last season, and then dudes taking personal holidays. I mean, so that's kind of erratic behavior. Now, um, the past is the past. I understand that, but you can't ignore it. That's all I'm saying is you can't ignore it. Lakers over everything. What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? What's up? Happy Saturday.
Yeah, back at you, man. Yeah, man. I'm just going over the pros and cons a little bit with Kyrie and asking Laker fans, asking Laker nations out there. Is this what we really need? Is this excuse me what we really need? What's your take on it?
Well, I agree with you on the depth, having that depth. You need that. You need that in the West. And me personally, I feel that at this point, you know, um, I think we addressed our depth pretty nicely. Obviously we got a lot younger, a lot more athletic, a lot faster, all that good stuff, but mainly a lot younger. That's the main thing. And I think because we approached it that way, we got younger. We can rely on those younger guys to kind of carry us more through the season. Obviously last year we took a different approach. We got those older guys. That team was built for playoffs. It wasn't built for the season. So with that, I believe you need a lot more of those guys. A lot of guys. When you have that older team, but these younger guys, they can play. And then also, all these younger guys been on these 1 year deals pretty much. They got something to prove. Um, like Malik Monk last year. That opportunity opened up for him when none went down, and you see what he did all year long. So I believe that we'll get some of the same things from these guys who got this year. They're younger and they're hungry. They're all trying to get new contracts. They see how it worked out for Malik Monk, so I believe these guys can give us really really great minutes, all season long. Um, so with that being said, I think that if we were able to go all in and add Kyrie, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll have the best of both worlds. We'll have that extra star and the depth. But then I also hear you about all those red flags with Kyrie. I mean, like I was just saying, those are facts. Ain't no way around the stuff what you saying was dead on, spot on. But I'm just hoping, of course, we've all had this conversation. You and I have this conversation. We're just hoping that him being in the purple and gold, he'll be different. And then him being, it being a contract year for him as well, he'll be different. So, it remains to be seen. But I feel like, Kyrie will um, fit with this squad, and I think we'll have the best of both worlds. We'll have that depth that you're talking about, and we'll have that other guy. And then two, it just takes a lot of pressure off of LeBron and AD, obviously, right? We thought Russ was going to be that guy to take that pressure off, but obviously that didn't work. But Kyrie, he can definitely be that guy. He can go out there and get you 30, on a night that LeBron James is sitting 30, 40, 50, whatever the case may be. Or if AD is a little banged up. Yeah, so
Right.
I'm with the Kyrie move.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. We talked about. We seems like for the last couple months we talked about it, but I think sometimes, at least for me, man, sometimes I'm looking at things from a fan perspective, and just today I just wanted to kind of look at it from, man, like I've been on this earth over 40 some years, man, and I know people just don't change. Now,
Right.
sometimes they change due to the circumstances, and they have no choice.
Yeah.
But that's not an easy thing for most people to do.
Right. Yeah.
But in this situation, we know Kyrie's going into a contract year, so literally, there's a couple $100 million on the line for him.
Hmm.
So I guess there's, I mean, one would think that he would put his best foot forward in order to secure that. But I don't know. The past is the past, and I'm not going to ignore the past. So
Right.
I guess the bottom line to it is, it's kind of a tricky situation, man. In my eyes, it's kind of a tricky situation, and then on top of the fact that there isn't at this point right now, as far as we know, as far as everything we've seen and heard, it's not really a big market for Kyrie.
Hmm.
But as we also know, as months go by, and let's say we go into the season, and then maybe Kyrie stays in Brooklyn. I don't know what the hell's going to happen with KD, but let's say Kyrie stays in Brooklyn, and then
Hmm.
he starts to go off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He starts to go off, and then all of a sudden, the rich billionaire owner of the Nets, he says, "Well, hell, maybe hey, I'm gonna just ride with Korea and whatever,
Hmm.
ride with Kyrie." And then hell, give him his extension. Then he gives him his $200 million, and now he's stuck there. Or Kyrie balls out, and the Nets decide, look, hey, he's balling out. Are there any other takers? And then somebody else decides, look, and then he goes to some other team. Perhaps he goes to a Western Conference competitor. You never know. So it's like there's a lot of different situations, a lot of different scenarios. that could happen. And I'm just like, dang man, it is kind of a roll of the dice, kind of a tough situation. So, um, it is what it is. That's something Rob Palinka's gonna have to figure out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. It's like you said you told me what was that last night or this morning? You're glad you're not you don't got to make those decisions. But yeah, everything you're saying is right, man. It is tricky. It's a big gamble. Um, but that's sports for you, right? That's professional sports for you, and even more importantly, that's the Lakers for you. So yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, one of the things I want to look at, and I was like, so let's the jury's still out. Do we really do we really need Kyrie or not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess the answer is, you would be foolish to try to pass up on a talent like Kyrie. But just going into that, we all know that there's no situation is perfect. So there's going to be pluses and minuses uh, in acquiring a player like Kyrie, given the baggage in the past. But it is what it is. But okay, so let's talk about the players, or at least the different deals, quickly about uh, that the Lakers are rumored in. I mean, Utah, Knicks, um, Pacers. The reason why I may be slightly more in favor of doing one of those other deals and building a team that is more deep is because most of those players involved and mentioned in those deals Yo, so if
No,
things,
you
I
cut.
don't know if I got cut off or whatever.
Okay.
But if things don't work, if we make one of those other deals and things don't work out, most of those guys are expiring deals. So most of those guys are on expiring deals.
Yeah, I think you said most of those guys are expiring contracts.
Yeah, most of those guys on expiring contracts. So if it doesn't work out, hey, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. Then we can move in another direction. So that
Right.
that that right there gives the Lakers more flexibility for next season.
Hmm.
Things don't work out, they don't work out. Most, with the exception of, okay, let's say with the Utah deal, with the exception of JC, Jordan Clarkson, all
Hmm.
those other guys are on
Hmm.
expiring deals. Um, if we throw in the Pacers, those guys are on expiring deal, with the exception of Buddy, and he's only has 1 year extra, and JC only has 1 year extra. So that still kind of gives the Lakers, flexibility to go in other directions, either that season, next season, or the next off season with those players as far as moving them, because they don't have monstrous contracts. So that's why I'm just kind of like thinking, like, man, maybe we should just build the best team, and if things don't work out, oh well, the hell with it. Then we'll just try again next season, and we'll have money, because a lot of these guys' deals will be going off the books.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I like that. I like it. It's just with that, the only thing is, if we have to give up both picks, though, which teams are adamant in taking, they're adamant in taking those two picks. It's like you're getting them both picks just to rent guys, and that's the only pushback I would have on that part of it. You know. But yeah, Bogdanovich, that's an expiring contract, and then Pat Bev is an expiring contract, and then Jordan, like you said, Jordan Clarkson, Buddy Hield, they each have one year left, but those are movable contracts. Buddy Hield's a shooter. The only way his contract becomes, unmovable is if he just comes and shoots horrible, right? And then JC, I think he'll ball out. He's young. He can score. He can shoot. So yeah, that's definitely a movable contract, an expiring contract. But yeah, it's just if you take that approach and then next off season, you're trying to move on or you're trying to redo, do something different. It's like we gave up both picks for nothing. We gave up
Right.
both picks and we're not keeping nothing out of it. At least with at least with Kyrie, you're going to be in contention, right? Obviously, we're speaking, hoping that all things go well, injury wise,
Right.
and all
Right.
that good stuff. We know he's a perfect fit. He's going to fit in with LeBron and AD. Whereas these other guys, Bogdanovich, he's a shooter, so he fits, right? Obviously, Buddy Hield. Um, so it's just which of the two, you know, do you feel
Yeah.
more confident in? You know, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they got options.
Yeah. It's cool, but it's crazy that you mentioned that. I didn't realize it, but at the end of his contract, uh, at the end of his contract, JC, he's going to be 31. I didn't realize, bro,
Oh,
he's been
really?
around that long. But
He's
remember he
that
went to
old?
4. He
Yeah,
went
yeah,
to
he
four
did four
years of
years.
college. He did 4 years of
Okay, yeah,
college.
yeah,
So, but I'm still tripping. I didn't realize that
yeah.
that he was that old. But I mean, but that's not an issue with him. But
Right,
I
right,
just
right.
haven't noticed that. But yeah, man, the Lakers definitely would have flexibility either way. They go
Yeah.
the route with the Jazz and the Pacers. But you're right. That would be the only downside. If they would have to give up those picks, and then on top of that, with any deal you got to give up picks. But
Right.
if you give up the picks and you have some kind of assurance that players are going to stick around, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
nobody wants to give up a bunch of picks, for a rental.
For Reynolds, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only that's the big thing I had about the Indiana deal as well with Miles Turner. He's gonna need a new contract, and he wants a big $100 million contract, but I mean the market may not he may not get that, what he wants. But still it's gonna be some money. It's gonna be some big money. So, if we trade for him, are the Lakers gonna go all in and offer him, the 18 to $20 million, whatever it may be to keep him, to keep him here. So with that,
Yeah.
that's why I was liking that Utah deal a little bit better than the Indiana deal because I just don't see them. You know, obviously we'll have the cap space, but I don't see us wanting to spend it on him. Next year when you got
Right.
AD gonna play the five. Doing down the stretch, so you gonna pay
Right.
this other
Then we
center
would have
$100 million.
yeah. Then we have a log jam with three centers. But you never know, man. You never know how the season may play out, and then you know, Miles Turner may he may crack the closing five. He may just you never know. He may be the one big that really clicks with AD, and then the Lakers may feel comfortable with him being at closing five. I mean, kind of. I mean, you never know, but it could be a situation like what happened with AD and Boogie. I mean, they a lot of people thought it wouldn't work, and
Yeah.
then but once they started playing together,
Mhm.
it ended up being the perfect complement. Um, it's just a shame Boogie ended up getting hurt, and they never got to play together in the playoffs. But
Right.
yeah, you never know. And then
Right.
like I said, well, hell, if you bring Miles Turner, then we got three centers. What team these days, carries three centers? So yeah, it's just a lot of different scenarios.
And don't forget Jay Huff.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Then
goddamn, that's
you
four
still got Jay
centers.
Huff. Got four centers.
Right, right. So yeah, man, it is kind of a tough situation, man. Yeah, it's kind of hard to call it to see,
Right.
exactly
Right.
what route they will go, but undoubtedly something's going to happen within the next week or two, to where either Brooklyn, like I said before, either Brooklyn's going to come out and say, "Hey, look, we're going to camp with Kyrie and KD, and that book is closed," and then the Lakers would be forced to move on,
Do
to
the
one
other
of these
deal.
other secondary, yeah, second deal. So
Right.
I don't know,
Now,
man.
did
I
you
don't
see?
know. Do you go ahead?
Did you see the part of Cam Reddish possibly being a part of the deal? Us acquiring him as well in the deal with New York from New York. Now, if you're throwing him in there, I like Cam Reddish and the Lakers like him a lot. They're interested in him. So, he's young. He has some size. So he addresses a big need that we have, which is that wing. That wing depth. Um, I like him being a part of that deal with the Utah. If we could do the Utah deal and acquire Cam Reddish as well, so you're bringing in Bogdanovich, JC, um, Pat Bev and Cam Reddish. I like that a lot.
Definitely, definitely. But when I saw that, I'm like, I don't want to get too excited because it's like, man, that's a lot of times you hear these trades, man. It's like that's perfect.
Right,
That would work out perfect for the Lakers. But I'm like, man, things don't usually just work that way. So I
right.
mean, yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, the Lakers they tried to acquire um, Reddish last year. Um, you
Mm,
know, So yeah, that would be that would be perfect. But I don't know, man. I wish we could just kind of fast forward like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and see exactly what's gonna happen, man. Because it's kind of like we're kind of like in this forever holding pattern or whatever.
right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah. When
man.
does camp start?
September. So I believe the camp starts. I don't know exact date, but I believe it's towards the end of September or
The end of
late
September.
September. I'm
Okay.
looking at a calendar. Yeah, for some reason the 26th or 29th is a day that it's kind of in my head for some reason.
Okay.
So that's still a ways away.
Right, right.
So
Well,
at
at least,
least 6 to 7 weeks.
right, right. Well,
But
something gonna happen. So I guess we'll know. KD is meeting with the Brooklyn the owner face to face. Joe Tsai. He's meeting with him. What I guess this upcoming week.
yeah, um, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see um, what comes out of that. Uh,
Right.
I think Brooklyn probably didn't they didn't anticipate having such a hard time trading um, KD, but
Hmm.
now we they want so much for him, but the bottom line is nobody's denying that KD is a top five talent, but the bottom line
Right.
is they're asking so much for him. But what
Hmm.
like I said before, facts are facts. KD is 33. He does have an injury history that a lot of people
Hmm.
just don't even talk about.
Right.
So no team is just most teams are going to be really stingy with their assets. No greater how player, it doesn't matter how great a player he is, but they
Right.
still, when you're doing the deal, those are things that you just can't ignore.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. He is.
So
Yeah.
that's why I trip off people are talking about the Lakers should just trade LeBron, and get assets. I'm like, if you think if you see the Nets are having a hard time getting assets for KD, and KD's almost 5 years younger, still appears to be pretty good or whatever the case may be. What are teams really going to want to give up for a player that's 38? I mean, I don't care how great LeBron is, but the facts of the matter is he's almost
Right.
40 years old.
Right. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing back.
Yeah, you ain't getting nothing back that you really want. Put it that way.
Right. Right.
Put
Right.
it that way. No, nobody's gonna. Phoenix is not gonna trade their best young player for LeBron, uh, and none of these other
Hmm.
contending teams are not going to do it either because he's only going to want to go to a contending team. So this just not going to happen, man. It's just
Right.
not going to happen, bro. But hey, I just wanted to jump on for a minute, guys. Uh, shit, we might as well get on YouTube and talk about it. Instead of talking about it
Right.
amongst ourselves or whatever, guys. So anyway, man, I'm getting ready to end this stream. Salute to Lakers over everything. Tell everybody where they can find you at.
Yeah, man, you can find us at Lakers Over Everything on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and yeah, thanks for having us on, man. We trying to get through this together.
Yeah, yeah, man. Salute to you, man. Thanks for coming through. Salute to everybody in the chat, everybody watching the stream. Look here, guys. Make sure you stay tuned in to LA Sports Live. Make sure you like the videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get click all on notifications, man, because as soon as these deals drop, it's my intention to be first to break the news. Because that's, I don't know, that's what I like to do. But anyway, that's it, guys. I'm about to get up out of here. I will wrap with y'all later. Everybody have a good weekend and stay safe.